So Derek Chisora has now joined up with Dave Coldwell and is going to be trained by him moving forward. As far as I know, he's partnered companies with Don Charles, who, it seems for the whole of Chisora's career, I think at this stage, has been in the corner of Chisora. I think there was a time when they were split, but I think for the most part it's been mainly Don Charles in the corner of Derek Chisora. Now, he's joined up with Dave Coldwell, and Derek Chisora, I actually have an article here on Boxing Scene where Derek Chisora has been speaking on this, and big credit to Boxing Scene. It's a great website, so you should definitely go and check those guys out. They actually do some very good work. Derek Chisora said, "People by now know that I don't do things the controversial way. This is a new direction for me. I'm excited to be working with Dave Caldwell. I'm learning every day. I'm buzzing. Dave has done amazing work with a good friend of mine, Tony Bellew, and other boxers. I'm hungry to get back in the ring again. I will be back with New Armory, and I'm ready for war. I'm here in Team Parker. I've been calling my name out. That's easy to do when you're on the other side of the planet. War Chisora is ready. I'm preparing for battle with whomever believes they are ready for war. If Team Parker want to take me on the challenge, they know where they can find me." So that's a quote from Derek Chisora on Boxing Scene, and basically he's kind of, drumming home the fact that he is willing to fight Joseph Parker. I don't know what way they're going to do that fight now. I know I've seen a fair few articles where Eddie Hearn was kind of hoping to have, one big heavyweight show, which would have Dave Allen versus Lucas Brown, which would have Derek Chisora versus Joseph Parker, and I'm assuming headlined by Dylan White, whether it be Povetkin or Brazil. I think, and having what I've seen lately, I'm thinking that's maybe getting scrapped. So I don't know when and if and when that fight's going to happen, if it does happen at all. But it'd be quite interesting to see. I actually quite like to see what Chisora is going to look like now with Dave Coldwell. Because Dave Coldwell is a very good trainer, and I would put him ahead of Don Charles as a trainer. Don Charles is good, but I think Don Charles is one of them trainers who can take a fighter to a certain level, and then he'd need to move on if he wants to go any further. And Derek Chisora, he could be maybe a bit too far gone in his career to get to that level, but you never know. I mean, Dave Coldwell really reignited Tony Bellew's career. Dave Coldwell, for those who don't know, wasn't training Tony Bellew for the Adonis Stevenson fight. He was in the corner for the Adonis Stevenson fight of Tony Bellew, but he wasn't the head trainer as far as I know. And, look at the work he's done on Tony Bellew. David Price, when he was working with Dave Coldwell, prior to the Christian Hammer fight, there was, a few little, I think, I won't say improvements, but his confidence seemed to be kind of lifted a little bit when he's working with Dave Coldwell. So Dave Coldwell is quite a good trainer, and I do think that he could bring something out in Chisora if he could find an extra gear. I only wish that Chisora would have hooked up with someone like a Dave Coldwell a couple of years earlier, because, I think at this stage in Chisora's career, he's had a hard career, and I think that he's coming towards the end of it. Now, he could prove us all wrong. It could be like the Takan fight where he looks out of it and then, finds a haymaker out of nowhere. But that's just, I think right now, I think it's just a bit too far gone for Chisora. Chisora is an interesting character because, as far as I know, he's still promoted by Eddie Hearn. And I think he's still being managed by David Hay, and now he's being trained by Dave Coldwell. And for those who don't know, he has 3 promoters in his team, essentially, because Eddie Hearn is his promoter. David Hay, who is his manager as far as I know, has his promotional outfit with Haymaker. And Dave Coldwell, for those who don't know, does do promotions as well. I think, as far as I believe, I think he even had a few shows on Sky back in the day. So he has 3 promoters essentially in his team. Promoter Eddie Hearn, manager David Hayes, promoter, and then Dave Coldwell's trainer, who was also a promoter. So, Chisora, he's a character. He's a bit out there. He does things differently, but yeah, I just found that quite funny, quite ironic. So, those are my thoughts on this. I think it might be a good move for Chisora. I think it's what he needed. But I think it might be a bit too late in his career. But you never know. He could prove me wrong. He could prove others wrong. And you never know. How do you see a fight with him and Joseph Parker going? Do you give him much of a chance in that fight? I know a lot of people were impressed with Joseph Parker's last performance there before Christmas. He did look a good bit better in that performance, it has to be said. So, be interesting to see kind of how that fight would go. I think that'd be a decent fight if it did happen. I would definitely favour Parker in that fight, though. Definitely. So, let me know what you guys think. And, as always, please smash the like button. Please comment on the video. I also want to give a quick shout out as well in this video. I recently, in the last few weeks, was given a little bit of a help by another channel. It wasn't Boxing Talk with Ade, I've already shouted him out a lot. But it wasn't more shout out, it was more kind of career advice that I got via email from another channel. So if you guys are into any MMA or if you're into boxing interviews that aren't IFL, go check out a TV or go check out a channel called MMA Connect TV. It's run by a girl called Lydia. She does a lot of good work. So, go and tell her G-Man Boxing sent you, and let's try and get the ball rolling on her channel because I think she deserves it. So anyway, that's a nice little shout out. As always, smash the like button and I'll talk to you after.